Like we were discussing it throughout training camp. We wanted to make sure that we gave ourselves the best opportunity to have the best roster. Again, the quarterback position is still being evaluated, and with James being a little ill last week, we wanted to make sure that we went into week one as strong as possible in case there was any chance that he would not be able to play.
Jason, how confident are you of the depth in behind Mike at quarterback?
Yeah, I'm confident with the guys we have in camp. We had in camp, I should say, and the guys that we've set the roster with. Mike is a special player. We all get that with our organization, but the guys we have behind him will have the utmost confidence if they get an opportunity. We know they'll do the job.
Do you have a good enough evaluation of James, even though he's going to play on Saturday?
Yeah, I felt pretty good about James all camp. He definitely did the things I expected of him in the off season, preparing for the season. Just would have liked to see more game time of him. That's the bottom line, and didn't get that chance with the circumstances that arose around him prior to that game. So like Ed said, we're still evaluating the position. We want to stay strong with that position through this first week and see how the season goes.
Have you decided on an order behind Riley yet?
Nope, haven't decided that, so I don't need to tip my hand that way either.
It's kind of a week-to-week thing. It's 4 quarterbacks now.
Yeah, it's going to be for right now as of the first week, and I don't look any further ahead than that. Mm-hmm. So the first week it is what it is, and we're going to go with the 4.
Ed, can you envision a scenario where you try to trade one of the other 3?
We're only envisioning the game we have. Yeah, we have Ottawa this week, and that's pretty much where our focus is right now. Everyone's coming out of training camp. It's very hard to predict what you plan to do with your roster. We're not going to make our players feel uncomfortable by forecasting trades or anything like that. We like our guys. We like the team that we put together. There's a lot of work that was put in by the players, and we just want them to focus on the game that's coming up. And it's too early to be speculating whether or not there's going to be future trades. Trades don't really happen in this league that benefit both sides too often. So I wouldn't be looking to entertain that at all just yet.
What was the process like post-game and into Sunday? Not a lot of time to make a lot of tough decisions.
Well, realistically, the decisions are not made right after the game. We talk every day. We talk every day, and as you go through the process of putting your team together, with all the multiple meetings that aren't shown publicly, you kind of come to a consensus as to which positions are the ones that are up for grabs, so to speak, when you get to the preseason game. And then you'd hope that a couple guys will show and guys will do some things that you expect them to do. But ultimately, in the end, it's a matter of who the coaches feel comfortable playing with, all being able to fit within the structure of the cap and being able to move forward and provide depth throughout the season. As we know and understand, especially here, that the roster you start with isn't the roster you necessarily finish with, and you have to make certain that you have strength in numbers where you can have players around that can help you when the injury does occur. But again, those players that you're unsure, the unknowns as we call them, they have to go out there and perform at a level where you feel comfortable making a decision on what they're going to be in the future. Right? You give short amount of time to watch them play, but then you have to go by practice, individual stuff, what they do in the classroom. But Jason can speak more to their abilities in the classroom. We just kind of make certain that we're putting together the best team possible, no different than any other year.
Jason, you talked a lot about a war of attrition during training camp. The injured guys, that played a role in what you decided on releasing them?
Yeah, when you get hurt in that second preseason game and it's a catastrophic injury, and catastrophic for us is most of the season, if you're going to be gone for that, it's hard to keep those guys around. So decisions can get made solely based on that, based on who's going to be available to you. And then the other cuts, if you don't practice most of the training camp or at all, it's hard to evaluate. And we're all about evaluating. We had a new staff coming in, putting in new systems. We needed to see the guys practice, perform. We talked about it every day. These practices are just as important as the games. So if you can't practice for us, it's very hard to evaluate. So, that's at the end of the day, your roster And the CFL is a small roster, and you have to have guys that can be available to you every single day. So the guys that can't be available have a hard time making this club.
Jason,